What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. Today is a beautiful day, and I'm not feeling so good, but it's okay. Now that I'm talking, it's going to be good. Anyway, so we are talking about Kenya today. Kenya has voiced itself about something that's drastic that just happened a couple of days ago. Kenya has been a victim of hacking from a Chinese firm. So the hack happened in Kenyan government offices, many different offices, defense office, finance office, and many other offices, even close to the president. And they have traced it. After tracing it, they found that after doing forensic, they found that the hacking came from China. Obviously, China is a very good friend to Kenya, right? How can a friend do this to a friend? Unacceptable, right? Now, according to the forensic company, they say the hacking was motivated by China looking to know whether Kenya was willing to pay its debt. Yeah, Kenya is indebted to China at a level of $6 billion. So they wanted to know whether Kenya was willing to pay the money by, going through your files and finding out through your cell phones and other things and your servers, getting information that they need to get just to know, just to get ahead of what you're thinking. What do you think about it? You see, this is the reason why I always say that it's necessary to invest in Africa. African countries must invest in technology. Technology is the way of life, the way of the future. Yes. You remember many years ago, the way it was like, can you read and write? Can you read and write was the line they drew to set up whether you're intelligent, capable, or, no, not. Can you read and write was everything. Now, today, technology, under brackets, cybersecurity, AI is going to be the next can you read and write. So if you do not have the intelligence, you are not equipped enough, you are not knowledgeable enough about cybersecurity and AI and more other things in that term, you're going to be the person who cannot read and write. That's what it is. And what we know is China doesn't play. China a few years back was threatening to seize Mombasa port because of the debt that was due to China. I don't know if you remember. Yeah, there was quite a big uproar about that. China threatening to take Mombasa. And yeah, they are capable of doing it because they have done it in the past. Do you know that China took away Sri Lanka's port because Sri Lanka owed $1.8 billion to China? They couldn't pay. They owed $1.8 billion to China. After they were unable to pay the money back, China took the port. For 99 years, that port will belong to China. They will make the benefit, they will get the fruit of the labor and everything, and they will pay no tax, and you have nothing to say about it. If you play, they will bomb you. Yeah, because they're strong. So, fellas, you must remember, China has done some very good things in Africa. They've built railways, they've built roads, they have built infrastructure, many other things for African countries. But don't think that China is your brother. No, China is not your brother. China is in Africa to do business, period. As long as business makes sense, China will be here. If business doesn't make sense, they will go where business makes sense. So African nation need to invest in technology. African nation need to invest in technology. A report from South Africa said that cybercrime have cost the country about 3 billion rand. That's a lot of money. And also the South African government has said they are looking to invest into sponsorships, into paying school fees to get this gap filled in, sending people to get training, to learn about cybercrime, to learn more about protecting infrastructure and stuff like that. I mean, for some of us who don't understand, cyber intelligence is very necessary to run a normal country. Let's say you have banks and stuff like that, insurance companies, you need cyber protection so you can have a normal country. If you don't, then enemy countries can come into your country and steal your files, know what you're doing, get your identity, your banking card, your credit number, and destroy your life and completely destroy your way of living. So, for those of us who know, in many African countries, we promote a lot of music, entertainment, a lot of competition where people get money, get paid for singing, get paid for dancing. My question is, why don't we invest the same type of money into intelligence? If people can get paid up to 100,000 rand for being the prettiest girl, Miss whichever country, Miss South Africa, Miss Kenya, Miss Congo, Miss whatever, $100,000 as a prize. Why can't government in Africa invest the same kind of money into promoting some of the best minds in those countries? I mean, let's just put it this way. Let's say you call a group of people. Are you good with cyber? Are you good with computers? We're doing a competition. The best of you is going to get $100,000. How many people are you going to get together? How many people will you get involved into learning, into getting better? If you say we're going to put a pool of $100,000 for whoever who wins and maybe 50,000 for the second, you're going to bring a lot of people together into learning. And who's going to be beneficial? Your country will clearly benefit from it. Why is this necessary? Because most African countries outsource cyber companies to protect their institution, protect their infrastructures, protect their banks. Now, for example, let's say you bring in a German company to come and protect your infrastructure. What if your country has issue with Germany? What are you going to do? How are you going to protect yourself? How will you ever be ahead of Germany if your country receive the intelligence that you can receive? Intelligence in which you can invest. How can you move forward? How can you do good? It's very difficult. Now, there's something else. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's called Pegasus. I want you to watch this.
With just a single text, it can bypass your phone's security and install spyware that grants complete access to your device.
It can access every message you've ever sent. It can access every message you've ever received. It can access every photo, every video, every email. It can turn on your microphone. It can turn on the microphone even when you're not using a phone call and just record what you're doing in the room. It can turn on your camera. It can record what's on your screen. It can access your GPS. It can monitor your location.
And it can do all of this without you ever knowing. The spyware technology that makes this possible is called Pegasus.
As you can see, Pegasus is the most advanced cyber tool ever. Yes, this whatever Pegasus thing can enter your phone just through text message. Get access to your microphone, your camera, your photos, your videos, your everything. Your life is owned. And Pegasus belongs to an Israeli company that sells to governments in the world, across the world. Yeah, some governments in Africa also have Pegasus. So people like independent journalists, opposition leaders and stuff like that are all infected in their cell phone. Maybe your cell phone is infected. You don't even know. Your microphone is on, listening. They're listening to everything you're saying without even realizing it. Now, if a company like this can do such an advanced program, such an advanced tool into knowing exactly what's happening in your life without you even doubting it for a second, how is this going to be in 10 years? How far back will Africa be if we do not invest in our intelligence and our brains and our future now? Are we going to be the continent that forever just seeks for help, ask for support from other countries? Do you remember during the time of COVID and everybody was sitting like children in Africa looking like they don't know what to do because we all expected, the solution to come from somewhere in Europe or America, as if we had no brains to find solutions ourselves. Is that a good thing? That's not a good thing. I mean, let's just say Africa had gone through the same things as Italy and Spain and all these other countries and China. What would have been the result? We were very lucky that the continent was not that touched. We were very lucky. I find it really shameful to have a whole continent waiting on somebody from Europe to bring vaccine for people. I find it shameful. Where were our own scientists, our own intelligent people, our own brainy people to do things for Africans? They were nowhere to be found because Africa doesn't invest in brains. Once again, I believe it's very important. Kenya has voiced itself accusing China of hacking its government's tools. The Chinese external relations say, no, we're not aware of this. But the Chinese embassy in London say, you know what? Get over this. We experience this every single day. Cyber attacks are very normal things. So get over it. Just like that. No explanation. No, we sorry. No, we're going to investigate. Just get over it. It happens to us all the time. Fellas, if this doesn't open our eyes, we will forever be behind in this war that we live every single day. Let me know what you feel. What's the next move? What should Africa do to be better? What should Africa do to be independent and control its valuable things? What can Africa do to catch up with everybody else? God bless.